If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know, the return. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Wright Way Podcast live on our YouTube channel, the Wright Way Sports Network. If you haven't done so, just like the little ticker going across the screen says, make sure you subscribe to the Wright Way Sports Network's YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at TWSNet, on Facebook at the Wright Way Sports Network, on Twitter at TWSNet. If you can follow us all by our names down below in the box, me, Wright Report. Now we're joined by special guest today. We've got my man Danny Dimes in the house. I'm joking. We've got Daniel Alameda in the house. How's it going, Daniel?
Hyped us out, man. Hyped.
Yeah. We've got my main man in the building, all the way from Florida. We've got Max Marrero. How's it going, buddy? Max, how's it going, buddy?
Is he muted?
I'm not sure if you can hear us, but Max, how's it going?
It's going well.
Okay, there we go. There we go. We were scared at first. We thought we didn't have you there, and we've got
going well.
We've got someone filling in for Alexis tonight. We've got my main man all the way from Ohio, Grant. Grant, how's it going, man?
I can't wait, man. I'm so pumped.
Same here, man. And we've got the LeBron hater in the house. Ooh. We're gonna save that for later. We've got the LeBron hater in the house. We've got Safir. Safir, all the way from Houston, Texas. What's going on, my man?
Yo, come on, man. You know you got to call me Sensei Saf out here.
Sensei Saf, I apologize. Sensei Saf, I'll call you that.
You out here doing my government on live streams. You can't be doing that, man. Come on, bro. You're supposed to be my homie, man.
So as we know, we've got everyone here. We've got somebody from Jersey, Ohio, California, Florida, and the man from Texas. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna jump right into it. Like I said, Grant is filling in for Alexis tonight. So Grant, take it away.
Boys, the NBA is back. Well, kind of. The NBA is set to return July 30th in Walt Disney World, Florida. Some players are on board with it, others not so much. The NBA players will be given a survey based on whether they want the NBA season to resume. Their deadline to complete the survey will be held June 24th. With that being said, do you guys see the NBA season returning?
I'll let Daniel start that off. Daniel, start that off, man.
Yes, it has to. I mean, I understand there's like the issue with, Kyrie Irving speaking out. You got other guys speaking out saying it's not the right time. But at the end of the day, it's a business. At the end of the day, it is a damn business. And NBA, we need NBA basketball. I know I may be being a little bit selfish because I'm a fan, but this is what the world needs right now. We need to see basketball. And if it doesn't return, not only will it mess up this season, but it'll mess up future seasons. It'll mess up the brand of the NBA. And this is my opinion. It has to return no matter what. And I understand there will be some players who disagree with it, but the majority, even LeBron James, the face of the NBA, came out and said, we're going to be playing in Orlando no matter what. And if the face of the NBA says that, you do what he says.
Max.
I totally agree with Daniel's point. I think the NBA is 100% returning. But do not be surprised if we see some superstars being left out. Because if you saw the report, they have till the 24th to file whether or not they agree to return. And I know that there's some notable people that are, questioning whether or not they're going to come back or play. So be surprised, with the exception of, your LeBrons and some of these marquee guys not returning to play.
Well, Safir is joining us for the conversation. So, Safir, what are your thoughts?
It's Sensei Saf, man. Come on.
Okay, Sensei Saf. Apologize.
No.
Apologize.
Man, but listen, I was digging what you were saying, Alameda. It is a business. However, I don't think we need it. But they got to get ran. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of personal feelings, but with all the stuff that's going on, and plus, the pandemic of COVID, is I don't see risking players' health. And you might as well scratch the season and just start completely over come October. Like, it's already been a 2-3 month layoff. Like, you might as well just start fresh next year. It's no point of resuming the season and then postponing next season, because then what is the season after that going to be like? Are all seasons going forward for the rest of time going to start on that new date now? Like, it's so much that goes into play, into thinking like that and trying to get the entertainment out there. And I get it. It's the TV time and all of that stuff. Again, that's the business part that I agree with you about. However, I don't think it's smart. But they'll resume the season because people want to see you play.
For sure.
Let me ask you, Sensei, aren't you a Lakers fan?
I am.
This is another chip, man.
It's an asterisk next to it, and that's the thing I don't like. Like, I don't like chips with asterisks next to it. I don't respect that. Like, you got it. Like, I won't say I don't respect how you got it, but the season was shortened compared to other players that got championship rings, and that you hold that to a standard in conversations. It's not fair that you got yours in a shortened season or time off during a season. For example, what happened?
No, I definitely hear that, but while you can say that, I think in so many ways this is almost harder, where you almost had to just pause the season and everybody just basketball. Everybody had to stay home and had to do their work to get back to the playoffs. That almost means more, in my opinion, than a regular championship might.
Safir, so let me ask you a question. Name me a championship that doesn't have an asterisk next to it. Last year, what happened? Kevin Durant went down. Klay Thompson went down. What happened with the Spurs? Kawhi Leonard went down. If Kawhi didn't go down, the Spurs arguably could have beat the Warriors. Every single season. It's not what?
That's not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good.
But that's not an asterisk next to it. Like, they still played 82 games. What I mean by asterisk seasons is when the Heat won during the lockout season and they didn't play the whole season, or back in when the Spurs won.
Do not start with my Heat, dude. No, we're not starting with my Heat. Come on, man.
It's a shortened season. That's an asterisk next to it. You can call it what you want. The Spurs also, it happened with them as well when it was a lockout, and I believe it was 03 or 02 or 03, one of those years. But it was a lockout that season too, and they ended up playing like 50 or 60 games, and it was best of 5 series up until the conference finals. So that's an asterisk next to it. I'm just saying, I just feel like just start fresh, bro. Like, it's all right. If you already missed this this much of the season, I feel like you should just chalk it. You know what I'm saying? It's different if we were having this conversation May 1st, when it looks a lot more doable. The season could end around August, maybe. But now the season's going to end in October. It's just, I don't know, man.
Look, I'm going to agree with Grant. What Grant's point was earlier, that, with the new conditions, I understand your point about, they had, a couple months layoff. But you have to remember, look at the conditions they're playing under, okay? No crowd, all in Orlando. It's completely different from anything they've ever dealt with before. And think about how much work they have to get into just getting back in playing shape, right? So now it's going to create a more even playing field for, I mentioned this in a previous podcast, but for small market teams. So your Milwaukee Bucks, Houston Rockets, teams that may not be seen as true contenders now have a bigger chance than ever to compete. Why? Because they don't have to go into Staples Center to beat the Lakers. They don't have to go to these arenas that hold this legacy of winning to make it to the next round, right? So that's going to pose a larger threat to teams like the Lakers, like the Clippers, that are favored to win. And by that further legitimizes them as champions if they win. So I feel like with that in mind, I feel like you cannot put an asterisk to this. you can say, wow, that was an interesting, crazy season, because it has been, but that champion is going to be well-deserved.
I mean, you brought up a good point with the whole the crowd thing. That does play a factor, but for me, that makes it feel like a scrimmage. I'm sorry. I feel what you're saying about not playing with the crowd and not playing in the home environment. But at the end of the day, the top players in the world, I feel like the top players in the world should have a place they can always go and play basketball at, period. So I feel like they should always be working on their skill regardless. So I don't feel like the top players that are going to be in the playoffs should be rusty or as rusty as we should be assuming. And I also think we should take into consideration that the crowd is going to play a different factor in the way that you may think. I feel like guys might score more just for the fact of that, like, it's no pressure of a crowd. Like, you don't have 30,000 people yelling boo or miss at the free throw line. Like, this is practice, kind of. You know, this is just moving at game speed. This is just playing against another team. Like, it's scrimmage, you know? But
are you telling me that 2K soundtrack's not going to be the same?
No, it's not. It's not. You could hear it a lot better though during the games, I can guarantee you.
For sure.
That's funny.
Malik,
what are your thoughts on
anything to
that?
add?
I'm excited for this season, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I see both sides of the fence. I understand why some people have concerns about the NBA coming back. I also understand why they want to bring the NBA back. It's unfinished business, right? It's unfinished business. Pat Beverly said it best. So it actually made me smile when I saw it. He said, if LeBron's playing, we all playing. You know, It's nothing personal. It's just business, essentially. I definitely think that, yes, will it be less exciting with no fans in the arena? Absolutely. Are UFC events less exciting because fans are in the arena? Absolutely, they are. You want to hear yes, absolutely. There's something. Think about, for instance, somebody coming out in the UFC with an entrance and you don't hear the crowd roaring. It's just like literally making a regular walk. It's like you said, literally practice. So it's going to make it boring. Now the fight is still entertaining itself because you enjoy the fight, but fans add a certain element. That's the beauty of sports. That's what fans bring to it. So obviously, I understand from that perspective, but I also know that there were some players that were saying, because due to what's going on in our society, for instance, not just the COVID-19 crisis, but also we're talking about we're also talking about, you know, the events recently of the George Floyd events. The fact of the matter is, that's not something I don't know if that's a fair point as to why sports shouldn't be brought back necessarily, because this is things that have been plaguing our country for so long. So I don't really understand Dwight Howard's argument with that. I know he was one of the players apparently rumored to be one of the ones that brought that up, because my guy, if you've been paying attention, this has been going on for a long time. It didn't stop. It didn't just start recently, and it isn't going to just magically stop. It happens over time. Change happens over time. So if you want to tell me, hey, listen, I'm going to stop. Imagine saying to your boss, I'm not going to go to work today because of what's going on out in the world today. Now,
no, but Martin Luther King also didn't have 2 million followers on Instagram.
This is true. But at the end of the day, in the words of the late great Kobe Bean Bryant's, job done? No, job's not done. You know, you gotta finish the job. They still have a job to do at the end of the day. I understand. Now, if you want to use your platform, listen, nobody's gonna like Dana White almost said about the UFC fighters. Nobody's begging, nobody's telling you have to do this. Nobody's saying you have to show up to work. But would it be nice? Absolutely. The show goes on. The show will go on without you, without you, regardless of the situations at hand. So I just think it's a piss poor excuse to use as to why not to return back to work. Again, I understand why the NBA is coming back, but at the end of the day, it's time for this. I think it's time for sports to return. So, oh, is that Dewan? He said. Malik's voice is ready for ES. We don't mention them on the Right Way Sports Network. No, we do not. But Grant, take it away, my man.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next segment here, and we're gonna move on to Roger Goodell, and he says, "I encourage a team to sign Colin Kaepernick. What are your thoughts on that, Daniel?
Oh,
Before Daniel jumps in, I'm sorry, I got to just cut that off. Usually I'm one of the last people to respond to this. Do you guys ever hear the JoJo song, It's Just a Little Too Late? You ever heard that song?
Yeah.
I wish I had the music to play it right now because literally it's just a little too late. This guy's looking at 30, right? He's not getting any younger. You just now come out because you're feeling the pressure of an entire nation and you're now standing behind this guy. It's bull crap. It's bull crap. That if there's something that you truly believed and you didn't feel pressured by it, this is why they call the NFL the no fun league. This is why they call Roger Goodell a terrible commissioner, because you literally just go when you feel pressure, when you feel like your pockets are taking a beating or could take a beating if you don't come out and speak about it. No worries, dude. No worries, Devon. We love him, my man. I appreciate you, man. But no, at the end of the day, honestly, nobody cares what Roger Goodell has to say. Is it nice that somebody endorsed? Is it nice that he endorsed Colin Kaepernick finally? Absolutely. But guess what, Roger? That's something you should have did last year when you held the open workout for him, when you didn't just give him a last second time to jump on. And like I said, I'm not out here trying to make this a war necessarily and conjure up new things, but it's bull crap. Listen, if you really supported the guy, you would have said this a long time ago, and teams wouldn't have felt the pressure by the NFL to not sign him. That's why Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed won the collusion case, because it was clearly a collusion against these guys. So to me, Roger Goodell, in a nice term, you could. I'm not going to say it because we are credentialed with the NFL, but I will say I don't agree. I don't agree with him coming out this week saying what he said. I just thought it was a little too late for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it best. The biggest thing that I've learned from this whole entire situation with the NFL is it's about pressure, right? Like the video.
It's about money. It's about money. It's not about money. It's about money.
But it's when the players released that video about standing with George Floyd, I believe. Like it was cool and all, but as soon as Roger Goodell saw Patrick Mahomes' face on there, as soon as he saw Patrick Mahomes speak in that video, he felt the pressure, right? And let's talk about the Colin Kaepernick thing. As Malik said, if Roger Goodell truly believed that this was an issue and he truly believed that Colin Kaepernick should be in the NFL, he would have said it a year ago. He would not have waited until now. Now he feels the pressure and he's folding under the pressure, basically. He's doing it because he's supposed to do it. I don't think it's insincere. It's all about the money. Roger Goodell knows he's the face of a brand, so he has to look his best for the brand, whether he truly believes it or not.
Absolutely. I totally agree with what you said. He's just doing what any commissioner in his position should do. Whether or not he believes it, that's up for debate. I personally don't know if he's entirely truthful with that. But I think the person that best said it was Pete Carroll. And I think Pete Carroll made a mistake. And what I mean by that is, I think it was back in 2017, the Seahawks had an interview with Colin Kaepernick about being potentially the backup quarterback for the Seahawks. And from what I've researched, they didn't actually do much talking about football. But Pete Carroll came out saying the reason behind that was, I didn't expect him to really sign for us. I thought he was going to be a starter in the league. And frankly, he had the ability to be the starter in the league because he was just, a starter the season before. But they ultimately didn't sign him and obviously didn't gain much traction outside of that. And he has yet to have an opportunity. But I think what Pete Carroll said now on reflecting on that mistake, which is, if I could, I would redo it. I would sign him. I think it's honest. I thought that was sincere. I thought that was honest. And I think more teams need to admit to that. And I think looking back, a lot of teams now may have pulled the trigger if they would have known how the future would unfold for them.
And also remember, this is a ripple effect league, right? It's a copycat league. Whatever one team does, the next team would do. All you had to do was sign Colin Kaepernick as your backup quarterback. I guarantee you would have a job the next season, the season after that, and the season after that, to be quite honest with you. But because one team didn't do it, honestly, the league blackballed them. Let's just leave it at that. League blackballed them. But Grant, you've been asking us all these questions tonight. What is your opinion? What is your take on this?
I thought it was two-faced, With that being said, do I see Colin Kaepernick being in the NFL here this upcoming season? I do. Same. I don't know what team, but teams are looking for that statement. Right. And there is going to be that one team to pull the trigger. And
maybe the Dolphins. They need a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Even just to be a third string quarterback, you're making that statement.
The best team to find him. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just want to throw that in there. The best team to sign him would be the Dallas Cowboys. And the only reason I say that is because Jerry Jones has been silent throughout this whole process. That's the only reason I say that. So
honestly, I think the best team. I think the best team for Colin Kaepernick to go to is a little bit of a controversial one. Why not sign?
Oh boy, Patriots.
No, with the Washington Redskins.
Oh,
why not sign with the Washington Redskins?
Heard the Bengals have a spot open.
No, I
don't think
they don't. But I heard that the Dolphins, picked a guy in the quarter in the draft class with a messed up hip. So maybe that'll be opening for him. Maybe that'll be opening for him. Maybe that job will come available sooner rather than later. Somebody said the Chargers should take the risk. We heard that possibly, but I mean, when are you guys gonna start giving Tyrod Taylor a little bit of respect?
Yeah, I agree. Tyrod Taylor, he does not get his fair share. Everyone wants to look at Justin Herbert.
Everywhere he goes,
Justin Herbert's going to be the starter. But when you fail to look at Justin Herbert is not pro ready right now. Tyrod Taylor fits in Anthony Lynn's system. He's been with him before in Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor is a capable starter. They have a top 5 defense in the league. Malik, I saw he's a capable starter. He is.
Okay.
He is. So it just irritates me when people say Justin Herbert's the starter this year. No, slow down. Justin Herbert needs a year to sit.
David, I want to actually reach out. I want to actually address that really, really quickly before we move on to the next topic. Before anyone adds their 2 cents, you said whenever politics gets mixed with sports, it creates a tough situation for everyone involved because politics is such a sensitive topic. Teams run the risk of pissing off 50% of the consumers. But I think that's what separates the NBA from the NFL, right? The NBA does an amazing job of allowing their players to have a voice. And you to the point where you don't have to have your commissioner come out and say things. You don't have to have the owner come out and say things because the NBA is farther along in that regards to the NFL. LeBron is able to come out and say what he wants to say. James Harden is able to come out and say what he wants to say. Steph Curry's able. Russell Westbrook. To be completely honest with you, if Russell Westbrook is in the NFL and he goes on a march, he has to potentially deal with repercussions behind that, whatever that might look like, whatever that might be, whether that means he gets shipped out to another team because he might be looked at as controversial, but that's what the NFL players are lobbying for. They want to have more of a voice, more of a say in their league. Because let's be honest with you, the NBA is a players league. The NFL is an owners league.
Yeah. Well, and Malik, to your point, the league itself, it embraces different thoughts. It embraces social change. The NFL made with these statements saying, we think Colin Kaepernick should be signed, X, Y, Z. Let's make everyone happy. But the thing with the NBA is you can tell, even from the commissioner, that he genuinely cares about social change. He genuinely cares about the voice of the players because the product is all based on the players. And the players in basketball, more than other sports, it's all on individualistic players and their talents. And part of it is also their character. And the NFL thinks, frankly, that they're too big to be stopped. And to your point, it's an owner's league, and that needs to change.
Knowledge is a weapon. He posted something very, very interesting. He said, "We still haven't heard Cap speak. Do y'all think that a Cap not speaking NFL is included with the settlement?" No, actually, because if you remember last year when Cap had the workout planned, he said, and I quote, "I've tried for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. I've showed you guys what I'm capable of doing." I think this is really just a classic case of he doesn't have to say anything.
He's right.
He doesn't have to say anything. The proof is in the pudding. Everyone is coming out on his behalf saying, wow, now we understand Colin Kaepernick wasn't kneeling to disrespect the flag. He was kneeling to bring attention towards social injustice. That's what this was all about. So honestly, it's like he doesn't have to rub salt in the wound. Everyone knows that they're wrong. You have people left and right coming out. You have people who served. My friend served in the military, coming out writing posts, apologizing, sending him letters, apologizing because they didn't understand the movement, or better yet, they didn't take the time to understand the movement. It was never about the disrespect to our flag. And now that we are at that point, Colin Kaepernick can literally just sit back. He will have a job in the NFL this year. Why? Because some team is going to feel the need to make a statement. Some team is going to feel the need to come out and be that team to say, hey, Black Lives Matters, and here's how I'm going to show you. Colin Kaepernick, 2-year deal, 1-year deal. Come join my team. Silence is power.
And I think a great destination for that would be Los Angeles with the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Signing to be a backup there. Getting to play the San Francisco 49ers twice a year, being in that. Being in LA, one of the biggest platforms in the entire NFL. That to me would be an amazing pickup for them.
Okay. I like that.
All right. So we're going to move on here to what we're all here for, guys. LeBron versus Kobe. What do you think, Daniel? You want to start us off?
No.
Okay, we'll let Sensei.
We invited Safir on the podcast. The most controversial. Wait.
Oh,
let me introduce him.
You invited
Let me introduce him. I want to take the time to introduce Sensei Sav to the podcast, to the Wright Way podcast. He had some really, really interesting takes. He's always had some really, really interesting takes. He's always had something smart to say about LeBron James. He doesn't like LeBron James. He doesn't believe in LeBron James. So with that being said, Sensei Sav, the floor is yours. You had a lot to say. All I'm going to say is the same thing I told you earlier before we jumped on the podcast, my friend. Keep that same energy.
Well, first of all, that introduction was terrible. First and foremost.
Terrible introduction for a terrible take.
Wow.
It is a terrible take.
Wow. I was rocking with you too. Alameda, nah, you're right. It's all smoke now.
It is all smoke. It is all smoke. That's what it is. Let's hear it.
Listen. All I'm saying.
Wait. Before we start anything. This is the Wright Way podcast. I address things outright. I voice my opinion on things. Psych TCO, that's not respected here. That's not appreciated here. If you don't like what we're saying, you can get the hell out of the live stream right now.
Yeah.
You can take your damn opinion and shove it up where the sun don't shine. We don't appreciate that here, and I address things here. And if you're that big, bad, and bold, you're more than welcome to jump on the Wright Way podcast any point in time. So I'll leave it at that. Take your negative opinion somewhere else. Continue.
Oh yeah, I ain't even peeped that. Wow. People just want to come crazy, man. Listen, power to my people. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, but getting back to Bron, aka King James, aka the chosen one, aka the Bronto, aka LeBron James. All I'm saying is he's a great player. He's top 5 all time, but he's not the GOAT. And you're not putting him over Kobe Bryant. You are not putting him over Kobe Bean Bryant. And I would really love to hear this young man's take onto why he feels LeBron is the greatest of all time.
Well, we're gonna leave it to you.
I would like to hear you.
You gotta talk first. We invited you on.
Kobe Bean Bryant better than LeBron James? You have to tell me.
Why is he better? 5 times.
Yes.
5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5
Robert
times.
Horry has 7 rings. Robert Horry has 7 rings. Your point?
I'm so happy you said that. I am so happy you said that. Now, you take those rings away from both of those players, and you had the draft between Robert Horry or Kobe Bryant. Who you taking?
Obviously, Kobe Bryant.
All right, so 7 rings. He played for 3 different teams with 3 different coaches, and he won 2 of them back to back with the Rockets with Hakeem Olajuwon, and that's because Mike didn't play that year. He decided to take those years off.
Right.
The 3 he got with the Lakers, thanks to Kobe and Shaq, and then he got 2 more with the Spurs, thanks to Tim Duncan. Are you kidding me? Who do he have? Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. Are you for real? You gonna really sit here and tell me Robert?
No. I'm just saying
rings. Rings only rings.
No. All I'm saying is you can't make the ring argument, man.
Yes, you can make the ring argument in terms of value of the player. So you can't tell me that. Are you going to tell me LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are on the same value of player? If we're
they're not.
If we're sitting here debating who is the greatest of all time, and I'm not even saying Kobe's the greatest of all time. Yeah. That's the crazy part. I'm not even saying that. Jordan is the undisputed all time, and Kareem is behind that. After that, everybody else can fall in line. And I can get into Kareem in a minute, but we'll go back to Kobe. 5-time NBA champion.
What else?
5-2.
You gotta give me more than 5-time. Because I have the heat, but I'm saving it. Just gotta give me more.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta tell me what we basing it off of. Like what you want to go by? Facts?
Everything. Facts. Give me the reason.
Wait. Let's start off this way. Maybe I gotta dumb it down for you, right? Because this is we invited you on the Right Way podcast. You had some stuff you wanted to say, so let's dumb it down. Let's start right off the bat. Why you think LeBron isn't better? Let's just start with that, right? Let's take baby steps.
Yeah.
Why LeBron James isn't your number 2 GOAT? Because if you're saying LeBron is better than Kobe, right? LeBron isn't better than Kobe. You're saying LeBron and the Michael Jordan debate shouldn't even exist, is essentially what you're saying.
Nah, it shouldn't.
Right. Okay. So talk to us why. Talk to us about those things you were saying. Talk to us about the 2011 NBA Finals, because you're getting all quiet. I guess you needed me to lay out the red carpet for you to understand. So bring the smoke, bring the heat. We invited you on the Right Way podcast. Turn it up. You in Houston, turn it up.
This man is 3-9 in the NBA Finals. I don't want to hear nothing. LeBron is a great player. I am never going to take that away from him. He is by far one of the best players I ever seen touch a basketball with my eyes, not watching no highlights. Like him in live time, he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen touch a basketball. No doubt. I'm not stripping that from him. However, in terms of when it comes down to winning and getting down to the nitty-gritty, he's not there. He's not there. And 3-9 in the NBA Finals, you're not telling me that's there. I don't want to hear it, man. You can't. No, none of those players on the top 5 list that they have a under 50%, under 60% winning percentage in the NBA Finals.
Do you want me to bring you the facts? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Steph.
Yes, sir.
Here's the facts, okay? Kobe Bryant is a great player, okay? No one's disputing that. He's a great player. LeBron James is a way better player and has a much better career than Kobe Bryant. It's not even close, okay?
Not even
LeBron
close.
James averaged more points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals, more blocks, a better field goal percentage, a better three-point percentage.
Don't even. Oh, I was so.
Those are the facts. Those are the facts. He is better in every single category that actually matters, right? Statistically, better. And if you want to say 5 rings, is LeBron James done? Is LeBron James done? Tell me that. Is he done?
Yep.
Is he done? Yes. You think he's going to win 5?
Wait. Before we get started, this is perfect.
One more.
Before we even get, this is perfect. Let me tell you why it's perfect. We got 2 LeBron James haters on the podcast.
You got it wrong,
Absolute haters on the podcast. Grant is a Clippers fan, and I understand why he hates LeBron, because LeBron has made a mockery of his team throughout his entire career. I understand why you hate LeBron. I understand why you sit up here and you want to say PG and Kawhi Leonard could stop LeBron James. I understand that. We're gonna grind you up later on in the show. Don't worry about that.
Bro.
But we got a Lakers fan in Safir who hates LeBron just because of his greatness. So what I'm saying is it's great. It's great. Sensei Saf, I'm sorry. Sensei Saf again. I apologize. So now that we have that, this is great.
Bro.
You know, we got Max, we got Alameda, and we got me to defend LeBron James' greatness. This is great. This is awesome.
In
Let's get started. I'm sorry for
2003,
cutting you off. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
2003.
And Kobe Bryant's greatness.
It's all good, man. Listen, in 2003, LeBron came into the league with a better position to have scored more points than Kobe Bryant. And what I say by that is he came into the league and started his rookie year on a shitty Cavaliers team. Come on, Kobe came into a Laker team that went into the playoffs immediately. He went to the playoffs in his first year, not even knowing what he was doing. The coach didn't even know the type of player that he had until they got Phil Jackson. And then in his third year, that's when he started. That's when he really started getting his bucks. That's when he really started making his name, being the youngest ever to make the All-Star game. Like that's when he really started putting on. You going by the stats is gonna lean towards LeBron simply for the fact of he already had a 3-year head start technically because he started in his career. So he scored more points, maybe even a little more, but that's going to add up. We're not going to get to the fact of physical prime versus physical prime. You're not telling me you taking LeBron over Kobe.
Yes. Okay, Sensei Saf. You're telling me. So let me ask you, what is Kobe Bryant known for? What is he known for?
Being a tough shot maker and a tough shot taker.
So that's scoring, right? He's known for scoring. Is LeBron James known for scoring?
That's a terrible.
Is LeBron James known for scoring? No. I laid out the damn facts for you. I laid out the damn facts.
Let me tell you why.
That doesn't even compile what he does. His main impact is making his teammates better. That's his main impact. That doesn't show up on the damn stat sheet. He makes his teammates better. And can you tell me that you would rather start a franchise with Kobe Bean Bryant over LeBron James?
That's cap.
How is that cap?
If you're gonna say he made his teams better, then the teams with Kyrie and Kevin Love will have more than one championship. So don't tell me he makes his teammates better. Because
you're telling me he doesn't make his damn teammates better,
bro.
Stop that.
2018.
Kobe or Jordan don't make their teammates better. Let's just keep it a buck. Those three are three generational talents that all hinder great talent. That's why none of them could ever become coaches when they retire. Well, I mean, obviously Kobe can't. Rest in peace, the legend. But I
don't understand where you're coming from saying LeBron.
I don't know how you watch games, but I watch games like how I used to play. LeBron, if you notice, LeBron passes a lot of his assists coming late, like 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And then then the player that he gives it to is forced to take a shot. Well, they can make that shot. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good shot. They can also miss that shot, but like it doesn't count against him. But it does if he makes it. You see what I'm saying? It counts as an assist. However, he does that 4 or 5 times a game. That's already 5 assists. He already has half of his point per game or his per game total off of giving the ball up late in the shot clock. That doesn't really help your team. They don't get to really get in their groove. So I don't want to hear that he helps his teammates out. He's a more willing passer than Kobe was.
If he doesn't make his teammates better, explain what's on the screen right now. He carried a bum team with George Hill, Larry Nance. In 2008, he carried guys Larry Hughes, Mo Williams, Anderson
Varejao, yeah.
Carried them to a damn finals.
Oh,
that's crazy that y'all say Anderson Varejao as if he hasn't been picked up on like 3 championship teams, though.
But is he a star?
Stop it, man.
Hold on. That's not me saying like, oh, Anderson Varejao is great because he's not at all. I'm just I'm saying like you were saying like Anderson Varejao like
as if he's not a star.
But
those are his role players.
You're overlooking the players that he did play with though, like Kyrie, like Kevin Love, like D Wade, like Chris Bosh, like Shaq, like Sean Marion, like Ben Wallace, like
don't put Sean Marion in there. Come on, man.
2018.
Don't put Sean Marion in there.
Who did he have in 2018?
Sean Marion, that was like the 2013 team. What do you mean?
But I mean, you're obviously he did play with his great teammates. He played with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. We know Kyrie Irving. But I'm telling you, 2018, who do you have?
Bro, that
Kevin Love. Okay,
you making that point as if he won the championship. He
he
didn't.
made it.
Like he lost though.
He made it. He's still
Barkley
showing his
made it
greatness.
too. Like
I don't.
Daniel, let me step in this.
Yeah,
okay? Let me
please,
step in this argument. Okay, so let me ask you a question, Sensei. Let's break it down category by category. Okay, scoring, you can maybe give it to Kobe. Let's talk about distribution. Who's better at distribution? Let's give me an honest answer. Who's better in distribution?
if we want to go by assists, then yes, of course it was LeBron.
Okay, who's better at rebounding?
Of course you're going to give it to all of these match up because he's I'm going to give it to LeBron because he's 6'9". Like, of course he's the better rebounder.
Okay.
That's not hard.
Okay.
Like, that's the
Okay.
easy one.
Okay, well, then let's go into intangibles too. Who's a better leader? Who's a better locker room presence? Because I know it's not Kobe Bryant.
That's nice.
Let's talk about Smush Parker. Was Kobe Bryant a great teammate to Smush Parker? Because
And how
last time
many-
I checked, he kind of damaged his career, right? Has LeBron damaged any of his own teammates' careers like that?
LeBron was Delonte West. LeBron was a great leader. LeBron was a great leader to J.R. Smith too. And how many rings J.R. Smith got? None. Like, I mean, he got one.
You got one. Yeah.
Smush Parker, like, come on. Are you talking about Smush Parker? His name was Smush. He wasn't even a top tier, like, he wasn't even a top 20 guard in the league. Are you serious? You playing with Kobe Bryant. You're not a top. That's the tip. You talking about players that LeBron played with. Kobe played with Smush fucking Parker. Kwame Bum Brown. Are you for real? Like, are we talking about teammates that we really played with?
LeBron could take that team further than Kobe ever could. Let's be totally honest.
You're talking wild. First of all,
Really?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because Kobe.
Let's talk about 07. Let's talk about 07.
Let's talk about
I'm
07.
happy to talk about 07.
I am too. When the Lakers went to the first round of the playoffs in the Western Conference, when the Lakers,
How about LeBron when he took that team to the record best 67-25 record and took them to the finals? Second best player on that team was who? Mo Williams? Come on, man.
What year? 2007.
Come on, man.
2007.
Yeah.
When it was Boobie Gibson. You talking about when they went to the finals?
Yeah.
And and Boobie Gibson was having like a career year that year, and he was averaging like,
man.
bro.
So Boobie Gibson contributed to the Cavs' final run, yeah? Boobie Gibson was a top tier player.
No, obviously he wasn't a top tier player, but we're not gonna act like if you can't sit there and be like, AI averaged 35 points, and you're gonna forget about Eric Snow that averaged 20 points a game, as if that's not contributing. You can't do that. Like, come on, the next highest scorer on that team was Boobie Gibson at 19 points a game in the NBA in 2007, where it wasn't about scoring points like that. So don't even do that. True. Like, come on, 2007 teams were the 2007 when the Cavs went to the finals and they got swept. They scored over 100 one time.
Sensei.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Like, how many points is another team? How many points is another player supposed to score on your team when your team doesn't score 100 points? I'm confused.
Explain to me once again. Explain to me how Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James. In what aspects is he better? I still haven't heard anything.
If it's 5 seconds left on the clock, who are you giving the ball to?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I am very glad you said that. Let me throw out some facts, okay?
I know
who's the more clutch performer? Who do you think?
I'm not going to tell you who I think. I'm going to tell you who I know it is.
Okay, tell me.
It's Kobe Bean.
Yeah, let me take you to school. Ready? In elimination games in the playoffs, okay? These are the facts. This is no opinion. These are the facts. Kobe Bryant averages 23 points in elimination games. LeBron James, 34. That's 11 more. Just a little quick math.
Do you know why that is? Can I cut you off before you finish?
Why?
Because you know why that is? Because LeBron plays in more elimination games. Kobe don't need to play in those many. He get it done.
Hold on.
What does that even mean?
Just let me finish.
What does that even mean?
Just let me finish.
That's like saying LeBron averages 35 points per game in a game 7. and Jordan averages like 25 because Jordan barely played in Game 7.
Sensei, Kobe barely played in elimination games because he was too busy getting eliminated before even LeBron did, man. Come on.
Let me finish.
Come on, man.
Let me finish. I'll make this quick. More rebounds, LeBron James. More assists, LeBron James. Better field goal percentage, LeBron James. And the record, since you want to talk about winning. What's the record in elimination games? Kobe Bryant, 8 and 11. LeBron James, 14 and 10. Those are the facts. LeBron James won more games in elimination games. 14 for 10, 8 for 11 for Kobe.
Like,
that's in elimination games.
Bro, we want to really talk about it. We want to really get into it.
That's clutch. That's clutch right there.
We want to really get into numbers. I'm so glad that you like numbers.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to be an analytic guy, Daniel. I knew you was going to be one. So I got one for you, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, what MVP do you know in NBA history that was the third scoring option on his team the next year that went to the finals?
What?
I don't know. That made no sense. What MVP? Explain that to me again.
What regular season MVP do you know that went on to the NBA Finals next year and was the third scoring option?
Who?
Your boy.
You?
Your boy.
Wait, hold on. You're saying Kobe Bryant was?
No, LeBron. In 2011.
Oh my God, dude.
The third scoring option.
He may
What?
have, okay, as a Heat fan, let me step into this one. As a Heat fan, I will admit
Please.
LeBron had a very mediocre series. I'm not going to dispute that. You don't score.
The third scoring option. He averaged 17 points a game. No, don't even.
You got to change up your words, though. Just because someone has a hard time scoring the ball, does that not make them the primary scorer if they're a star player?
You're right.
LeBron was still the primary scorer on that team, man. Come on.
He wasn't the primary scorer scoring 17 a game. That's not the primary scorer.
He wasn't efficient. Absolutely not. He played that was his worst series ever in his career. But to say he wasn't the primary scoring option, they didn't give him the ball. That's nonsense, dude. Come on.
The fact that you completely shoved off the fact that that was his worst series of his entire career.
I don't shrug. I just admitted to that.
He admitted it.
I'm not disputing that.
Bro, you gonna just sit there 17 points a game.
What are you talking about? He had a bad series.
I was sorry.
Kobe Bryant was in 3 out of 5 championships. Kobe Bryant wasn't the best player on his team. That was Shaq.
And nor was he the primary scoring option.
Exactly.
Primary scoring option.
How was that cap?
Come on, man.
How was that cap?
Shaq went out for like 2 games in 2001 where Kobe was the main scoring option. The only reason they gave it to Shaq, MVP to Shaq, because Shaq was already the MVP of the league. Like
Shaq was the better player in arguably all those series. Like, what are we talking about? You have not proved me any facts for why Kobe is better. There's no reason. He's not more clutch. I just proved you wrong. He's not.
Elimination games does not dispute.
So what is clutch?
A clutch is what percentage are you shooting at on the floor when the clock is going down? However you want to go by it with your analytics.
Go find me the numbers then, because I guarantee you it's not a huge discrepancy. I guarantee you there's not a large gap. I guarantee you, because if you're not showing me you're not giving me any reason besides more clutch. What else? What's he better at?
Let me go to my notes.
Yeah, go to your notes.
Let me go to your notes.
And Pranav, I want to comment on what Pranav just said. I totally agree. Listen, if you want to mark it down on Finals MVPs, right? LeBron, sure, he's won 3 championships and has an under 500 record. He has a Final MVP in every single final series every single Finals he's ever won. Kobe Bryant, that's not the case, right? Shaq had a couple Finals MVPs on there. Why? Because Shaq was the better player. Why? Because Shaq was the primary scoring option. Without Shaq, they don't win those titles.
So then why
Without LeBron, they don't win those titles. Even with Kobe, they don't win those titles. Come on, man.
So why is Kobe
simple
ranked over Shaq in the all-time list if that's the case?
Because
Why
it's
do we-
over
why do
career. We're talking about 3 series. Shaq was the better player in those 3 series.
I'm not
Not
giving you that. I'm not giving you that because Kobe was like, I'm not giving you all 3 of those series. I'm not going to sit here and say.
Okay, so how many?
it
2.
like
Give me
that.
2 then. Give me 2. Will you
Say
give
that
me
again,
2?
sorry? Say that again, I'm sorry.
Give me. So then in 2 of those series, Shaq was better. Even 2. That's like, what are we talking about?
Okay, so then if you give Kobe that MVP, that's 3 MVPs that he has. Finals MVP.
Finals at regular season. Who has 4? Who has 1? LeBron
Bro,
has 4.
you know,
Kobe has 1.
you were too young. You were too young, and I don't even want to get into like the actual speculation of why. I don't like having this conversation about why Kobe has 1 MVP in all seriousness, though, because after that whole rape case happened, it was really quiet for him in the league. Because there's no way in hell you're going to tell me in 2006, where he averaged 35.4 points per game.
That's Dwayne Wade. No, that's 08. That was 08.
Right.
I'm fine. That's 08.
And D Wade was never ever in any point in his career better than Kobe Bryant. But we're not even going to get into that.
Oh, I think said LeBron.
But in 2005, Kobe was the scoring title, and like I said, he was averaging 35 points a game. They gave it to Steve Nash.
Yeah.
2006, he was the scoring title again with a whack-ass team that we had. Mind you, Kwame Brown, the second best player on that team was Lamar Odom. Come on, don't even do that. Like, he was on trash teams and he was still he was the MVP of the league, and we weren't giving it to him with the rule specification that the league has. Like, you have to be above the 4th seed to get an MVP.
Sensei, I'm going to step here really quickly. And Daniel, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's as simple as this. I don't know if you guys have read up on the rumor. I mean, that's not a rumor. It was something that came out, but it never ended up happening. I want to say it was 09 or 2010 that it was rumored that Kobe wasn't happy with the Lakers and he wanted a trade. So they contacted the Cavaliers for a straight up trade, Kobe for LeBron.
Yep.
Didn't the Cavaliers turn down that trade? Didn't the Cavaliers turn down that trade?
No.
Why did the Cavaliers turn down that trade?
No. That didn't happen.
Did they not?
No, they didn't. No.
Kobe had a no trade clause in his agreement and said he didn't want to trade.
Oh, okay. Then that's on me. I'm pretty sure. I thought they didn't. I thought they turned down that trade.
You'd be stupid. That would be an absolute fool. Like, no one in history would turn down trading for Kobe unless it was the '96 Bulls. Like,
yeah. Okay, Sensei. Before I want to get Grant in this. I mean, Grant.
Those whack-ass teams to the finals.
Wait. Here's I want to add.
Hold on, Malik. Hold on. Because that's another thing. Like, Kobe played in the hardest conference. Kobe played in the hardest conference in the league for 20 seasons on the same team, mind you. Never had to leave or anything to defeat another team. LeBron played in the East most of his career, except for up until this point, and the East was noticeably weaker than the Western Conference any year. And I would dare you to dispute that, because when it came to the finals, that's why LeBron is 3-9, because he always lost
3-6.
So before we let Grant get in there and we continue this argument, I want to actually lay the floor out again for Grant too. I want to lay it out. Grant isn't a fan of LeBron James. I'll leave it at that. He's not a fan of LeBron James. He believes that his team, matter of fact, Grant almost made an argument the other day where he almost said, he didn't quite say it, but he kind of alluded to it, that Kawhi Leonard was better than LeBron James. Grant, I want to open the floor for you. Why is it that you think, for instance, let's talk about this year, for instance. Why is it that you think that the Los Angeles Clippers, not maybe so, why do you think that the Los Angeles Clippers are going to defeat the LA Lakers that consist of LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Why do you think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are going to show up? Right? It depends. Maybe we don't know if Kawhi going to be load managing that game or not. We don't know. But why do you think that the LA Clippers are better than the Lakers this year? Let's bring it current. We're going to jump back to that. And what I want you to do is I want you to tie it into this argument afterwards. But the floor is yours.
Okay. So for so many reasons, I have the Clippers winning the championship. And for the record, I have LeBron James being the best player in the NBA. I made my top 10 NBA players list. In my tier 1, I have LeBron at number 1, Kevin Durant at number 2, and Kawhi Leonard at number 3. With that being said, when everybody says, how are you going to stop LeBron, though? LeBron's just going to dominate. I don't necessarily believe that to be the case. Let's take a look at the numbers, all right? In the biggest games, LeBron was 3 of 11 for 8 points, 8 of 19 for 17 points, 3 of 14 for 15 points, 4 of 13 for 11 points, 2 for 18 with 12 points. These are all NBA Finals games. So one thing I look at Kobe Bryant was he always was there in the clutch. He always was.
Thank you.
And that's one thing I just don't necessarily believe LeBron to be that guy. And why I just see my Clippers for being the best team in the NBA. Let's take a look at Lamar Jackson, right? A lot of people had the Ravens being the Super Bowl champs, right? Like regular season.
Yeah.
What ultimately happened?
They lost in the playoffs when it mattered most against one of the greatest quarterbacks, potentially going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and Patrick Mahomes.
No, that they lost to Ryan Tannehill.
Titans.
I'm talking about the first year. I didn't know if you were talking about this year as well because they were dominating.
Yeah, the past year they lost to.
Okay, yeah, they lost to the Titans. Yeah.
Because what happened? They had a game plan instead. I believe the Clippers have done their research. This is a tremendous organization, and what have they gone out to do? They have built their identity based off of defense. Marcus Morris, they go up and get him at the trade deadline, a tough, gritty defender to go alongside Patrick Beverley, Paul George, who you can say, oh, well, he hasn't been there in the playoffs, but when has he ever been the second option? When? Ever. He's been the number one option. Sure, you can make that argument of, well, he's choked in the playoffs, but he's going to be that number 2 option behind Kawhi Leonard, who has shown that he is clutch throughout his entire NBA career, which I think is really building up his legacy. He can definitely be the first player in the NBA to win a championship on 3 different franchises, which LeBron can do that as well. But ultimately, I think when talking about the Lakers, Anthony Davis and LeBron James need to dominate. They need to dominate in order to win a championship. You can't.
And what the hell makes you think that they can't?
Because we've seen it in the biggest game.
When have we seen LeBron James and Anthony Davis in a big time playoff game not show up? Because last time I checked, this is their first time playing together.
No, looking at like the biggest game.
I'll lay it like this, Grant. Before I let you continue, ain't nobody on the damn Clippers can guard AD. Let's leave it at that. Let's talk right there. Let's talk facts. Night in and night out, there ain't nobody on the damn Clippers that can guard AD. The only argument that you have here is the argument that someone said. They have the better depth. And they do. That's not my dispute.
Let me show you.
I'll tell you this one. I'll tell you this. If the Paul George, I'm not going to even mention anybody individually. If that Clippers team showed up, the same Clippers team that LeBron James and the Lakers beat right before this whole COVID pandemic, might I add, LeBron beat Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Milwaukee Bucks and your Clippers, like you say so proudly, in the same damn weekend. Right? So I'm just going to say, one can argue that the Lakers were still trying to figure out how to play with each other. But I'll tell you this right now. If that Clippers team shows up, I don't even think it's going to be close.
But that's like everybody's fresh now. Like everything is different. Like, and the thing I hate about this whole conversation is like we completely sleeping on the other teams. Like y'all making it seem like the Clippers and Lakers are like undisputably head and toes better than everybody in the West. And I'm not saying that they can't beat any team in the West, but what I'm saying is, like I told you, Malik, several times in the past, if one team can fuck around and play 3 game sevens before they even get to the finals and against tough teams. You talking about you might have to play the Nuggets, the Nuggets, Clippers, and Lakers, or Rockets, Jazz, and
Milwaukee even.
like
that he's-
I'm saying in the West. I'm saying in the West. Like
Oh.
before you even get to the finals, you're already playing
Sure.
3 tough teams. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the Western Conference. So it's no like clear cut and like they're undisputed, like how it was last year and the year before, where it was like clear cut Warriors.
Right.
Clear-cut, like it's really like all up in the air. It's all about the twos. But I'm really trying to get back to this Kobe LeBron thing.
Hold on,
Because-
wait. Right before we get into that, Grant, the biggest issue I have with the Clippers is their chemistry. That's what was the issue before this whole COVID situation. That was the issue. Who did they just add to their team? Marcus Morris, you said?
Reggie Jackson.
Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson. Doc Rivers is on record. I watched his interview. He said, and Joakim Noah, he even said, it's a struggle right now. We're having guys like Landry Shamet. We're having guys like those guys who are used to playing, who can be great players, great role players, and getting the ball touch after touch after touch, but they're being forced to take a back seat. They're being forced to play roles that they barely get the 4 to 5 shots a game. So that's my issue. Whereas the Los Angeles Lakers, you already know what you're getting. You're getting LeBron James and Anthony freaking Davis. And as Malik said, no one, and I mean no one on the Clippers, no one can guard Anthony Davis.
Nobody.
That's the biggest thing. And let me hear. What's up?
Remind me, game 1 of the series of Lakers versus Clippers.
The first
let's
opening night.
go back to November. Let's go back to October. Let's
Game
go all
one.
the way back.
I just want to ask. Nobody can guard AD, right? Nobody.
Yeah.
How many points did Anthony Davis have in the fourth?
How
quarter?
was he playing? What was he
2
doing?
points.
He was doing nice little fadeaway jumpers. He was playing soft.
Every single time. He's going to score every single time.
He was playing soft. He was playing nice. What happened in the last game?
What
What happened in the last game?
Except that one round that he got past. Where's his
What do you mean one round? Look at what happened in the last game. That's what we're talking about. Anthony Davis is dominating the Clippers. Sure, they may have a couple games where they stop him, but LeBron James and Anthony Davis, we saw in that game, that was the best Lakers team. And if that team, and I'm pretty damn sure LeBron James hasn't gone away, if that team shows up, you're done. You're toast.
Well, I have a question for you. Who's going to guard Kawhi Leonard? Who's going to guard Paul George? Which wings are going to guard them? Because LeBron James is notorious for not being a good lockup defender. That's just not his game.
Yeah.
That's where he struggled in years past. Who's going to guard him?
I guess my question is, I think the fair question is, right, are they going to show up?
Well, Kawhi Leonard, when is
Kawhi? It's Paul George, because you mentioned Paul George. I'm just asking, is Paul George going to show up? That's my question. Is he going to show up?
Well, again, he's never been the second option, so he's.
That's what we'll see.
I want to play.
What?
I want to play devil's advocate and agree with Grant here, because in all honesty, as much as I love LeBron and I think LeBron's the GOAT and all that, the Clippers do have a better team. And frankly, like I mentioned earlier, we don't have much of a sample size with Kawhi and Paul George. We don't know how great they're going to be together. Most of the year, one of them has been resting. Paul George has come back from injury. They haven't really played much together. So, and to Grant's point, as much as I buy the argument, who's going to guard AD, who's going to guard Kawhi, who's going to guard PG? Those guys can score countless points any night. So, and especially now with the new environment, like I mentioned, right? Staples Center isn't going to be Laker Town anymore, right? Everyone has to be playing in the same place. So no crowd. It's all about to be. It's coaching is going to matter more now than ever before. Also, depth is going to matter more now than ever before, and that's why I agree with Grant.
Which, no question, you ask who the better coach is. Well, Doc Rivers, because he won a championship. Yeah. I'm not going to trust a coach who just got hired last year and Frank Vogel.
Yeah, no, I agree. You guys, that's very fair points. That's why it's a debate. That's why we don't know. The Clippers have better depth. And if, like I said, if they find a way to get that chemistry together, they have more talent all around than the Lakers. But if I'm betting on a team with this whole COVID situation, I'm betting on LeBron James, the best player in the NBA. I'm betting on him and Anthony Davis to win it. He was the second.
Right. So we want to get back to the Kobe LeBron debate. Daniel, I know you still have some stuff you wanted to add to that. I'm guessing Safir is going to come back here at any moment and add to the conversation. But the floor is yours, Daniel. Continue.
I mean, but there's not really much to discuss. As we talked about, he had no damn reason for Kobe being better. He didn't. I told you can't say he's more clutch because go find me the stats. Please find me the stats. I showed you in elimination games who shows up. And Grant, I know you're talking about LeBron James having bad games. He's had bad games. But overall, who shows up? What happened to my Celtics? What the hell happened to my Celtics? LeBron James single-handedly, multiple times, single-handedly defeated that team. Max is a little happy about that one. He did. When we had Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all our young guys were popping off. What happened? LeBron James took it to us. LeBron James is going to show up regardless. So that argument about being clutch is false. Mm-hmm. Kobe Bryant being a better scorer, maybe a better one-on-one scorer, sure. But we're talking about all-around players. Safir had no reason for Kobe being better. And I still haven't heard a reason. I haven't. All the facts point to LeBron James. And until I hear something else, I'll sit and know LeBron James is better.
So I was quiet, most of the time where you guys were debating the Kobe LeBron debate, and you guys know how I feel about LeBron James. You guys know how I feel about his greatness. I'll be quite honest with you. You guys disrespect LeBron, not you Max and Daniel necessarily, but you guys disrespect LeBron. You guys show LeBron no respect on a consistent basis. You can.
LeBron James is a top 3 talent. He is top 3. He's a top 3 player of all time.
Okay.
I want to get that out of the way. I'm not a LeBron James hater. I'm trying to put people back into reality as well.
Okay.
Wait, so do you have Kobe over LeBron?
I don't know.
Okay.
So back to what I was saying here, right? Recognizing his greatness is good, and I'm happy that you've had your come to Jesus meeting live on the podcast. We greatly appreciate the fact that you're out here saying that LeBron is a top 3 player. But let's cut that out, right? Let's cut the top 3 out because top 3 it leaves a lot of cushion, right? I'm not gonna do that. You guys are the stats guys. I mean, I know the stats obviously, but I know specifically Daniel loves his stats. Grant, I know you're an analytic guy. You love your stats. I'm not gonna talk with stats, right? Because our viewers, the people who are watching this podcast, they don't always resonate with that. Let's talk facts, right? That's what the Right Way podcast is about. We talk facts. The fact is, no super team has come together to stop to stop Kobe Bryant. No super team has come together to stop Kawhi Leonard. No super team is coming together to stop Paul George. They've come together to stop. No super team has come. You look kind of shocked there. No super team has come together to stop Paul George, and that's the fact of the matter is LeBron dominates everywhere that he goes. Everywhere that he goes. Paul George ain't dominate in OKC. Hence why he's not there anymore. LeBron James dominated in Miami. LeBron James dominated in Cleveland in both of his stints there. And LeBron James, I don't even count his first year with the Lakers. I felt like LeBron took that time off because he had to be the first domino to fall in the free agency. Now he's dominating in LA now that he has AD with him. You guys disrespect LeBron James. And to be honest with you, I'm tired of the slander. You always like to – it's the truth. It's the truth. You've got to point out greatness. You've got to point out greatness when you see it. Now, like I said, I'll say it once again. I'm happy that you're finally recognizing it. But the fact of the matter is, LeBron James, people want to say LeBron James started the super team, and that's bull crap. He didn't. We literally said that on the podcast before. LeBron James, literally, if he wanted to start super team, he could have joined Boston. No, he went to Miami. Now, albeit Dwayne Wade is a future Hall of Famer, but the disrespect that LeBron James gets on a regular basis, sometimes I don't recognize with it. We're talking about a guy who made 8 straight finals with the Cleveland damn Cavaliers. And like once again, whoa, because you just joined back the chat. I'm gonna get to you, and I'm gonna grind you up. I sat quiet while you guys sat up here and you disrespected LeBron James, and I held my tongue. But the fact of the matter is, you can't deny his greatness. I understand he hasn't had all the success. You want to know why? Why that argument falls on deaf ears? Because when you're playing a team in the NBA Finals. When you're playing a team in the NBA Finals, you're playing one of the best teams in the NBA. LeBron James, what I'm saying is, throughout his entire tenure to make it there with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he carried those teams. God knows he carried those teams. He carried those teams. Man, scaring 50,
Absolutely.
45 points. He carried those teams, right? So obviously, we're saying he carried those teams for a damn reason because they had. Hold on. We're saying that those teams had clear deficiencies, right? They had clear holes. You said it yourself. The West is much stronger than the East, and I'm agreeing with you.
There's no question.
He beat those talented Boston teams. He did. He beat those talented 76ers teams. He got to the finals. And yes, he lost to one of the best goddamn teams in NBA history and the damn Golden State Warriors. And then the team, they said, that's not enough. It's not enough to have the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history. It's not enough to have a multiple-time defensive player of the year in Draymond Green. It's not enough to have another great scorer in Klay Thompson. We got to go out and add the second best player in the NBA in KD just to beat LeBron James. So the argument falls on deaf. No, I don't blame LeBron James. No, I don't blame LeBron James for all of his losses. Yes, did he not show up in 2000? Yes, he did not. But I think the mere fact that he's making it to that point, the mere fact that he's making it to that pinnacle, you better recognize that. I really think you've got to, and I don't think you do it enough. I know we're arguing LeBron versus Kobe, and a big part of your argument for LeBron versus Kobe, Saf, is those 5 rings that Kobe has. And albeit, he does have 5 rings. But if LeBron had Shaq, if LeBron had a dominant player like that in Cleveland, would this conversation even be happening? No.
Bro, he had Kyrie and Kevin Love. Bro, you're not laughing because they're not as dominant as Shaq. That's not what I'm saying. But y'all gonna sit there and act like you gonna act like are you really about to act like Kevin Love was the best power forward in the league? Are you gonna act like Kevin Love wasn't one of the best power forwards in the league? You really gonna sit there and say that?
And you're gonna compare him to Shaq? Is that what you're doing? Because Kobe didn't do it by himself. You making it seem like Kobe was as dominant as LeBron James.
You doing that? You being loud and doing that when I'm literally saying that my first thing was
how is Kobe better than LeBron James?
My first thing was I said I'm not even comparing Kyrie and Kevin Love to Shaq. But however, you're not going to sit here and act like Kyrie Irving wasn't one of the best point guards in the league at that time. You're not going to act like Kevin Love wasn't one of the best power forwards in that time. You're not going to act like he didn't play with the you talking about, it wasn't enough for the Warriors to go and get the best shooter of all time and draft them. They drafted those guys, number one. Number two, yes, they got KD. Yes, they got KD. And how you feel they got KD to beat LeBron. But LeBron went to go get the second best shooting guard in the league, the third, maybe second best power forward at that time in the league to go overtake a 34 and 35-year-old Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. What you saying? That's the same. You making the like that. What are you saying? Like LeBron went to go do that whole.
Let's be clear about something. LeBron didn't go and grab anybody. LeBron joined the. I'm gonna shut up.
Wow, that makes right because that you sound worse saying
that. Max just said let Grant talk. I'm gonna let Grant talk. I'm gonna get some of these comments down here as well. Grant, go ahead.
Well, I'm confused. You said LeBron didn't join anybody back in Cleveland?
I said LeBron didn't have a super team. I said LeBron didn't have a super team. Like, for instance, I said the super teams came together to stop LeBron. It like the Warriors did. I said LeBron didn't join Miami. Miami wasn't already a powerhouse before LeBron. They weren't a powerhouse. LeBron got there, and they made it do what it do. But what I'm saying is, if LeBron wanted to, to join a super team, he had the opportunity to join the Boston Celtics, and he did. He chose not to. He
wasn't going to join the Celtics.
KD is the classic case of joining a super team. KD is the class, and I think that's why
the difference between that is the Celtics would have never took him in. That's the difference.
They wanted him. They wanted him.
Are we really going to sit here and act like? Are we really going to sit here and act like KG just 3-4 months ago was not just shitting on LeBron. You really gonna
The
say
Celtics wouldn't take LeBron. The
With
Celtics
that
wouldn't
team?
take LeBron.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, why I say this man hates LeBron James. This is why.
they were the
Saf.
50 before Bron came.
Whoa.
You making it seem all right, bro.
It just, please, we're all tired. Please explain to me why Kobe's better. You still haven't explained it. Let me hear.
Bro, first of all, you worship a man. You talk about that.
No, just tell me why. Tell me why. Just tell me why. I don't care.
LeBron is more clutch than Kobe, and he shoots a career 73% from the free throw line. And clutch games where in clutch games, what was it? I believe 2012 when he got Finals MVP. When he got MVP, what was it? He had 7 games where he shot under 55% from the free throw line.
So we're going off of free throw shooting. Is it correct? That's why Kobe Bryant's better.
Are you gonna tell me your free throws are not an essential part of the game?
But that's why Kobe Bryant's better, because he's a better free throw shooter.
That's another skill set that adds to the repertoire.
Okay.
Tell that to Shaq. Tell that to Shaq.
Keep going. Hold on. No, just let him keep going. We got free throw shooting.
Shaq also has 4 rings behind who though? Behind Kobe Bryant and then D Wade. And
Zach,
don't say
keep
D Wade like D Wade didn't average 35 a game in that final.
No, D Wade had one of the greatest final series.
So then don't sit there and be like Shaq, because D Wade was also shooting 80%, 83% from the free throw line. Then like free throws make a big difference. Yes, Shaq.
Yeah, but Kobe wasn't doing what D Wade was doing in that finals, man.
Shaq was a shitty free throw shooter, but one, he made him where it count, and 2, he also had a team around him that shot free throws at a very fairly well percentage.
Keep going.
LeBron is the main scoring option, and he should be a higher free throw percentage player. So yes, that is one criteria aspect.
You got one. Okay, keep going.
Also, you want to talk about how Kobe's a better defender than LeBron.
Okay,
And
but LeBron's no slouch.
He's no slouch, but Kobe's better. I'm not saying that he's a slouch, but Kobe's a better defender than
But there's not a wide gap there. There's not.
What do you mean it's not a wide gap? He's a 12-time all defensive.
LeBron is 6. LeBron has 6.
What do you mean?
That's not a wide gap.
6 isn't a wide gap.
I mean, it still shows LeBron's capable.
Come on, man.
Look at the comment. Look at the comment, guys. My friend David, he goes,
there you go.
The research for you guys.
Okay,
Since 2000, Kobe has shot 39% in the clutch on 606 field goal attempts. LeBron has shot 46 on 461. Stats don't lie.
Okay, it's fine. Just keep going. Let's after we saw that. There you go. Just go. Okay. Better defender, better free throw shooter. Continue.
Better free throw shooter.
Better all-around scorer.
Better all-around scorer. And he's a
how can you say that?
He's one of the best scorers of all time.
What do you mean? How
is he better all-around
scorer of all time?
Who shoots better from the field?
That does not make you come on, DeAndre Jordan shoots better from the field. That makes him a better scorer than LeBron.
But you gotta take it. You gotta take it all.
Bro, no. You can't say you got to take it all, and then you were also the same person that was telling me that Robert Horry has 7 championships.
That wasn't me. That was
Excuse me. Well, you can't say that and then say Robert Horry.
You can't say he's a better all-around scorer. He's more skilled.
He's a better scorer than LeBron.
How? LeBron James is a monster in the paint.
He can shoot better from the 3.
No, he can't shoot better from the 3. LeBron James shoots a better percentage.
You know why he shoots a better percentage? Because he takes 3 threes a game.
But that's the facts. The facts are.
Come on, man. You know how crazy.
I want to hear what Grant's perspective is on this, guys. I want to hear what Grant has to say.
Before you get there, Grant, I'm sorry, because Alameda, there's no. Yes. You must not have played basketball before understand the fact that shooting 3 threes a game is not a lot at all. Steph takes like 20 now. 8. Yes. James Harden averages at like 17 a game.
Right. Yes, but James Harden, you can't compare James Harden.
I'm not comparing him. I'm comparing field goal percentage. You're saying he shot 40% when he shot 3. That doesn't you make 1.5 threes a game. That's not that doesn't make you a good 3-point shooter because you can make 1. that doesn't make you a good free throw. That doesn't make you a good 3-point shooter. So don't say like he shoot 40% as if he's taking 6, 7 of them a game when he's
How many is he taking?
He's taking 3 a game. He started taking like 5, 6 a game later on in his career, like towards this end. Like I'm talking about from probably 2018 on.
Okay. Let's look at it. But I mean,
it's not no like I mean, and then also if we want to do that whole analytics, Kobe for most of his career shot better from all parts of the floor than LeBron has, and that's actual statistics from except for in the
paint
area, and LeBron was at 73% while Kobe was at 68%. So if we go by analytics, like
Malik, go put down the recent comment. LeBron attempts 4.3 threes a game. Kobe attempted 4.1. I mean,
bro, you can say that now because they're taking the whole career like average as if Kobe played.
Oh man,
you got it, bro. You got
I just like listen. Like you made a great point. You made me understand the MVPs. I understand that could have got one more MVP, but the impact right here. LeBron James has a better impact on his team than Kobe Bryant, and there's nothing else. I mean, you gave me better free throw shooter, better defender, more skilled scorer. Nothing else.
Yo, the fact that you guys can really test a basketball player by analytics and never have been on the court is actually kind of wild to me. That's the part that's like I'm just really.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's like I can personally say I've never played in the NBA before, but I can damn sure know that like I've played at higher levels of basketball than you know.
But this isn't a personal attack.
I'm not being personal at all. Like that's the whole, I'm really not trying to be personal at all, Alan. I'm really not.
So in a sense,
let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not attacking you. What I'm saying is like for someone who has played basketball at a higher level than you and knowing that it's like 100 times higher level than I have been to, I can for sure tell you being on the court in a whole eye test is a much different argument than analytics. And it's just nothing in the world is going to tell me that, because analytics is the same reason that Darko Milic went to the Pistons and not Carmelo Anthony. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't want to go into that whole, you're going to win this argument off of the fact of the stats, but you're not going to win it off of the fact of
the eye test,
the skill set, and the ability of.
I get what you're saying. Like if we're looking at, I think majority of us play basketball. Okay, but I get what he's saying. It's like, and I'm literally on your side. I'm literally on your side because I understand the eye test. Like Kobe Bryant, obviously one of the most skilled players to ever play, and if you put him on, who's a better scorer, you can say Kobe Bryant. But LeBron James, to me, his impact, how he helps a team, how a team's able to build around him, how he's able to take a team with nobodies to a finals, how he's able to impact his team outside of scoring, I mean, that's what I see.
How do y'all just condone like that's? I don't understand how y'all just like it's okay to lose. Like, oh, he made it there. His team was trash, but he made it there. But
you'd rather lose earlier? Would you rather lose earlier or in the finals?
You know how many people have said that? Like I would rather lose in an earlier round. I mean, I don't know.
Would you rather make the finals and lose or lose in the first round?
If I know I'm gonna lose in the finals, like I'm just gonna hoop regardless. But I'm a hooper, you know what I'm saying? But
yes, he made it, but he made it to the finals.
You can't condone like I still lost. Like that's the whole thing. Like I make it to the finals and I lose, like I still lost. Like I'm not.
Then let's talk about the times Kobe Bryant didn't make the playoffs. Let's talk about that.
How many times was that?
Let's talk about the times he didn't make the finals. How many finals did LeBron make in a row? 8. Did Kobe ever make 8 in a row?
He didn't have to. He made 8, and Kobe had won 5. So like, what are you saying?
But LeBron's not done, dude. LeBron's not done.
He's not like you're making it seem like he's about to win like 3 or 4 more.
He's gonna win one more. I guarantee you.
If he wins, I told Malik this. If he wins 3 more, then I would call him.
What if he wins 2? What if he wins 2?
His legacy is already set. If he wins 2, like I'm still not calling him the GOAT. Like he's still.
Is he better than Kobe though? If he wins 2?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I would just for the simple fact of like it's like damn, how many times you gonna try and like you got 5? Like sure, 5-11 in the finals, you can have that. Someone said eye test tells me Kelly Oubre is better than Rudy Gobert, but you and I both know that's true. When did Kobe carry a bad team to the finals? Y'all keep saying I'm sorry. I keep cutting all of y'all off, but
no,
I really just hate the fact that y'all saying that he carried these teams, like bad teams, to the finals as if he had competition to go through. Like Kobe had much better competition to face throughout all of his years that he did make the playoffs. So I don't know what just happened to Bull, but LeBron went to the finals and played against what teams? Like when he went to the finals, what teams did he go through? The hardest team that he might have had to face was the Celtics, and that was like easily surpassed after 2012.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so
yeah.
Listen, guys. We definitely had a great show. It's just one of those things, It's a matter of Safir. One thing I respect about Safir and I love about Safir sticks to his guns.
Yeah,
and he believes in who he believes in. Guys, comment down below who you think is better, LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. Please comment down below. I'm curious to see who you guys are taking in this one. Both made great points. Both of you guys made great points. Grant, you made a great point. Max, you made a great point. I made some good points with my interjections. But at the end of the day, guys, I think this is one of those things where we're gonna agree to disagree on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's fine. That's the beauty of sports. That's why we're in this game. That's why we love it. At the end of the day, exactly. Furnish Sports.
Yeah.
But all love to the Mamba. Yes, rest in peace to the late great Kobe Bean Bryant. My
man's grave. I'm sorry, he turning over in his grave right now. Y'all disrespect.
No, nobody's
No. I mean, Saf, let me just say, I respect your opinion and what you said after. If LeBron wins 2 more, that you'd admit, and I respect that, because if you would have said no, then I would have been like, okay, like what the hell are you talking about? But I respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
I mean, yeah, he'll be my GOAT, Malik.
That's like I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is me saying I literally said to start the show that I'm not saying Kobe is the GOAT, but he was better than Bron. And if Bron wins 2 more, then he'll be second behind Jordan, undisputed. Because right now that's Kareem. But undisputed.
That's another debate for another day.
That's another topic for another day. That's a whole nother day.
I'm literally chomping at the bits right now after that, but I'm not gonna say anything. Listen, guys, I want to thank you guys for supporting the Wright Way Sports Network. Make sure you follow these guys, man. Follow Grant. Grant doesn't have his name down at the bottom, but that's all right. He's the newest member of the Wright Way Sports Network. I want to thank you. Hope you had a good time, Grant, on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully this could become a consistent thing. Alameda, my man, definitely follow Alameda Views. Follow my guy Max Marrero, the controversial one. Follow him on Instagram and on Twitter. Follow Sensei Sav. Sav's got some good music too, guys. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure Sensei Sav is working on an album. So we're interested in. So we're super interested. We're going to be following him, man, and keeping him going. We definitely got to have you back on the podcast sometimes, especially when LeBron wins his next ring this year, just to get your opinion and get your take on that.
Yeah, we got to do this Kareem debate because.
Oh yeah. We definitely want to. But guys, want to once again tell you guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like what you saw today, subscribe. The link is down below. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at TWSNet. All our social media handles is down at the bottom. Want to thank you guys for joining us on the Right Way podcast. Man, we had a busy week, guys. We interviewed Sugar
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley. Now we're doing this show.
Awesome week.
Yeah, man. It's
Hell yeah.
awesome week. It's been an awesome week at the Right Way Sports Network, and we look forward to continuing bringing more and more. Thank you, Gabriella. Everybody, follow Gabriella's lead. She says she will subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Right Way podcast. We are live every single Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're on the West Coast, like my co-host, Danny Alameda, that is 6 p.m. Your time. TWSN is taking off. And that being said, guys,
oh yeah,
always,
I agree.
always want to thank you guys for tuning into the show. We will see you next week live here on the Right Way Sports Network podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know. If you are what you say you are, a superstar.